Hi friends, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to do some fun nails, which are going to be ice cream shop nails. So let's first talk about the colors I'm using, then we'll talk about my trial and error as well. So as you can see, I'm going towards the Neapolitan ice cream effect here. Okay, so originally I was trying to go with a vanilla tone that you could not be so white. And I had put this on, and of course, it did carry too much yellow. So then I remembered, oh, you have the perfect color. I just had to go get it out of my other nail polish stash. So the color you see here, but again, I did apply it over the yellow instead of just redoing the whole thing. I thought it'll be fine. Is Sally Hansen in Ice Cream Coney 620. So this is a really good color to have on hand because let me find my white real quick. Let me just grab, sorry guys, let me grab Bam White. It gives just a slight, maybe gray tone and kind of a creaminess, I would say, but it's not stark white. So it does give you a good option for manis that would be kind of like you need that off white but not like yellow toned. Now, the pink is Color Vibe Cherry Blossom. I thought that would be a good one for my strawberry color. Um, Stuck with that same white, off-white for the vanilla tone. And then I thought this would be perfect for the milky tone, which is Candy Mayo 941. So it's a good chocolate brown. So let me explain the nail that's missing is right here. Because originally I was thinking, well, we could do like two stampers and just swirl them together, like where you put just put the colors around and touch the stampers and press. And then I was like, well, that don't look like a Neapolitan because, that's typically straight across. So then I tried to apply the colors straight across and plop it down, and it did okay, but it didn't really do the effect I needed it to. So then I ended up just going back over it and swapping it on myself. So through that, I've learned, I think, the best way to go about it, at least for me, and I'm not good at doing straight lines ever, so that's okay. It's not going to be perfect. But I decided to just start with the pink course, let it dry a little bit, and then I'm going to proceed to the next colors. Also, I just had to kind of just swapped it across. But what I was gonna yeah, that's what the other thing, I'm sorry, was I think it helped me by turning it this direction to kinda get a little bit better line than if I did it this direction. I don't know why that seemed to help me, but it did. So now I'm gonna go to the chocolate color, but I think yeah, because I think that's gonna be better for me to do, and then do the off-white last. So I'll just kind of start it, and I'm probably gonna have to fiddle with it, so I won't make you stay the whole time watching that. But I think for this one, since it's at this end, I'm gonna leave it facing this direction. And I'm trying to also somewhat match these two together so they're more even once they're both on the nail stand. Now, somebody that is good at lines would not have this problem. This is a me thing. So can already tell I'm gonna need more for the chocolate, like to go up if I'm gonna try to be matching them. So at least now you know what I'm doing. So I'm going to get it to the way I want it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have not added the white yet. I was trying to look to compare them. Um, I do like the way this one did better. The other one's more thick because again, I tried to start out with using it as the stamper to apply it, and again, I don't like that. So this one, yes, you could leave it like that, but I want it to match. I'm still going to use this color to get that off-white tone. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it off and apply it. So I think what I'm going to do is turn it this way right now. Go across and turn it this way and go across. And I didn't apply any top coat to smooth it the other one at this time because I could tell it was way too damp to be able to do so. Because I do like to apply a top coat typically to smooth things, but this was not ready. So let me get it back on there. So yeah, that one turned out a little bit better. So I might try to even this one up just a pinch if I can and be right back. Okay, and it's still not smooth, but again, I need it to dry a minute. Okay, so let's talk about the plate that gave me this idea. 'Cause it is this fun plate here. As you can see, I have not used it. It has been waiting for this moment. Okay, so this one has two films, and this is a Pretty Fingers by Robin plate. I think it was called Animal Shops. I will put the correct name in the description box. So let's just first go through like the different designs. Okay, so this one is a bookshop with a bear. Let's go this way and then I'll turn it so we can see the other ones. Music shop, and that has a giraffe. Okay, there's the smaller ice cream shop. So each one that has a large one also has a smaller one. Let's go ahead to the second row. Okay, there's the larger one, and that's the one I'm going to go with today. I think we can make that size work. Although they're wider because the nails are curved, I think we can make that one work. This one, Halloween time, friends. It's Witch's Brew. So it's a little, I'm going to call it like a more of a cutesy witch. And that's my style. I like that, the cutesy kind. Got a little pumpkin. This one also would be great for Halloween. It's got some little bats at the top, skeleton, little pumpkin. His says, what does that say? Okay, costume corner. This one's pet shop, so it has I believe that's a panda bear holding a little kitten. So then again, all the same ones in the smaller image. And then I'm gonna flip it. This one is a bakery and it's a rabbit. Coffee shop, favorite, a koala bear. And then, oh, that's so cute. See, I forgot. There's a Santa Claus on here. I'm not seeing a shop name, but it's clearly Christmas. So presents and Santa. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited because you can use that for multiple holidays and just extra fun bits. Um, I will say that I did notice this one is actually on sale right now. Now, I don't know if you can pair a code with her sell plates. I do not have a code, but I do know a couple of people, which would be Girly Nail 66 and Cindy Fox Nail. She's got one as well. I can't remember everybody. If you happen to have one, you're more than welcome to leave that for us down in the comments. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do today. So we are going to pick up this image right here. And I apologize for all the talking, but I wanted you to know what I was doing with the base and go through the plate so that you could see the fun stuff. Okay, so for the pickup, I'm going to go to Maniology's Acorn B498. I'm just covering it because it does have a lot of fine lines. So it is pretty large, so it made me not be able to get part of it. So let me think a second. I may actually try to turn the stamper because let me see. I feel like that's gonna make it fit better. So let me redo that. Try to make sure I get it all over those lines. Not really gonna mess with, oh, I do have to because I don't want that to get bunched up. Hopefully I can get it all. Okay, that was a me problem, probably from my scraping. So I'll still have to again, but I'm just gonna kind of look at it over the nail and see what's even gonna fit. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about it. Um, I think possibly a monocle stamper might work better. Now, I always use my ice cubes because they just feel more natural to me because they are smaller. So let me just tell you the way I got it the best because I was determined. I was like, it's gotta fit on this ice cube. There's gotta be a way. So first of all, instead of doing this kind of a scrape where it was more laid down, I had it lift it up more. Also, it gathers the polish here, so I found it best to either scrape this direction or this direction if you can turn it towards you if that helps you. And I had to really kind of be looking. Let me grab this other one. I had to kind of get closer, turn it this way to where I could see better and go floop. Now there's still a little tiny bottom piece right there that I couldn't get, but we can work with it. It'll be okay. So always just play around. And again, if you wanted to use a bigger stamper, I think it would work better, but I just love the smaller ones. Also, a side note while I'm getting this cleaned off real quick. Um, for my own nails, I imagine I'd probably need to use the smaller ones. I don't think these would fit. I don't know. I mean, I haven't tried it on mine. But I think the small ones would be just fine. I think it's just because the image is so wide compared to my ice cube. But I did make it work. I just didn't get that very bottom piece, but I think it's just fine. So I apologize. We haven't even gotten into the reverse stamping portion and we're already 13 minutes in. But I think those things are important to know as, you're doing stamping. Okay, so now we're going to go to Maniology plate M104 because we're doing ice cream nails. These will go perfectly. There's so many different plates you could use. I also have another plate that had an ice cream cone on it, but I'm just going to do these. I'm going to do both of these twice. And I know this is probably going to sound crazy, but I'm going to start with the bottom, work my way to the next one. I'm going to try to get these on the same stamper. So then you'll be probably asking why not do them at the same time because you totally could. And I'm going to tell you why. Get that little bottom part off is because they're so close together. When I go to place them, I want to place them kind of in a different area. And since they're so close, I could probably manage to do it, but it would be a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to flip my stamper and try to get the ice cream cone without taking off the other one. So yeah, that will be just fine. Get that little bottom portion off. We can make that work. So I'm going to do that one more time and be right back. Okay, I got those, but let me also mention real quick. These 2 are picked up a bit closer to the middle. Because of the shape of the stamper, that's where images will pick up the best, in my opinion, with the ice cubes. But because I'm doing 2 different images, and I'll show you. These 2 I did closer to the end. These it picked up a bit better because they're just a pinch closer towards the middle, but we can still work with these. Now, if you wanted to go ahead and just use a whole nother stamper, that would be the best thing. I'm just being fussy and saving stampers. Also, I was going to mention this particular plate is one of my favorite summer plates. I did so many minis with it last summer, um, because you could do so many different themes, and you could also just piece this together with other plates. It's got just so many different separate images to give you a lot of different things you could do. So for our ice cream shop, there's some little a flower on either side up here, and for her the top of her ice cream cone, I'm gonna go ahead and stick with that pink because if you watch me, you know I'm a bit of a matcher. It's just habit. I can't help myself. I like things to match and kind of flow through. Also, I'm going to be pulling in this brush. I haven't used it yet. I picked it up also from Pretty Fingers by Robin a while back because it's so thin. Now, if you know, I'm bad about uh, uh, starting to fray my brushes. I cannot help it. I don't know. It's just it's a me problem. But this also has larger portions, so I'll bring in my other brush as well. It's so tiny. I don't think I've used one this little. Let me grab just a little pinch more. Trying to tap it on so I don't pull up any of the lining. Okay, so this ice cream cone here has a cherry, so I'm just going to do that in red. That one I think is just like curved over. It doesn't look like a cherry up close. Okay, so I'm going to the ice cream coney color and we're going to do those 2 top portions of ice cream. When I was little, I liked any ice cream, but we would get like a twist sometimes for a treat. Okay, now I'm trying to decide. I guess that part is supposed to be yeah, that's part of the cone. All right, for the ice cream sign, I'm going to Color Vibe Blue Skies. I need to pull out my other one. I forgot to. I'm going to try to see if I can't get out enough to just do this sign. Also jumping to my other brush since it's a thicker image. No, I'm gonna grab a whole nother one. Decided I got those main 2 I typically use. Okay, so I'll finish this off camera and be right back. So yeah, I like that color so much. I had picked another one up. That's from Dollar Tree. Also keep in mind you can turn, your stamper to help work with you versus you trying to, turn your hand in different directions. I do that a lot. All right, so for all the ice cream cone bottoms, I'm gonna go to LA Colors and Nudie, and I forgot I need to get another one of those if I can find it. Again, I like that color. It's gotten goopy though. So I decided to go ahead and let those dry before I finished those off. And you could go through, say, because I got that other ice cream cone over there, I could go ahead and proceed with that. But I think today I'm just going to work on one uh, image at a time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do her little beak and feet, and I'm going to use Paparazzi Dandelion Fuzz for that. By the way, this brand is from CVS, but they have changed the name to Miss Ball, um, but it seems to still have the same colors. So if you go looking, keep that in mind. So that's one thing with having multiple brushes is you can sometimes you need a smaller brush, sometimes you need a medium brush, and sometimes you need a larger brush. Now, I personally like to just use one thing. Um, I don't know, that's just the way I am, but I do, I can tell that sometimes it does help to have a different, size of brush. Okay, so for the windows on either side and the door, we are going to pull in Color Vibe Lunar. And if you watch me, you know I just love this color for glass or mirrors, that sort of a thing. You start with this one. Okay, and I'll do the other one over here off camera. I also will mention to you as when I'm cleaning off my brush with my acetone, when I dip it, I'll stay in one direction. I'm not like, rubbing the brush in different directions. I'm just sticking to one downward direction. Okay, so for this portion and the door, we're going to go to Paparazzi Be Optimistic. I'm actually going to turn it. And right now I'm able to brace one of my fingers on the table just to help me not be, shaky or anything like that. Okay, so I'll finish this and be right back. Okay, so for the penguin, for the white section, I'm going to go to Color Vibe Whiteout. We'll go ahead and do that one in a brighter white, just so there's a difference between her or that color and the rest of the ice cream cone colors. And for the rest of her, we'll go to Sally Hansen in Blackheart 880. So, what is your favorite kind of ice cream? I like cookies and cream and Butterfinger. So see how it peeled it up right there? So I have to have extra. Some polishes tend to dry a bit faster than others, just depends. Also, do you prefer ice cream in a cone or in a bowl? Of course, I like both, but I think I do typically use a bowl versus a cone. I think part of that is just to maybe save on the amount of calories, though. Okay, I'm just kind of looking to see anything I might be missing. Because when you hold it up into the light, you can see things easier. Okay, for the bottom portion right here, I am pulling in Maybelline Serene Steel. And those I got from Dollar Tree, but mine does not carry them anymore. But with Dollar Tree, you never know. Um, Different ones sometimes carry different things, and sometimes they bring things back. You just never know. So I'll finish the other side and I'll be right back. All right, for the rest of the building, we're going to go to new color uh, 912. Typically, they have a larger sticker here. Mine fell off. And those ones have numbers, not names. Go ahead and pull in some more because I can already tell. Okay, I'm also going to go ahead and do that top portion with this color, and I will be right back. Okay, so let's look at it, but I can already tell you one thing I'm going to have to fix. Her her little arm over here, it got colored with yellow. So after I get this placed, I will have to touch that up, and that's okay. But those windows will also give off a little bit of a sheen once placed. And also, as you get it covered, it'll become, see how part of it seems transparent and now it don't? It'll all kind of come together once it's placed. Okay, so for both the cones, I'm going to Nudie. Gonna go ahead and do both at the same time. Well, not the same time, but you know what I mean. So since I want to keep the same colors, we're gonna go ahead and do the ice cream in pink on the cones. See a little piece I'm missing. So Sis is multitasking over here, so I had to go turn my stove off. I'm cooking some pork steak and potatoes. Okay, so for the stick portions of the popsicles, fudgesicles, whichever you wanted it to be, I'm going to go to new color 997. Just so there's a small difference between those and the cones. I was going to try to brace, but I cannot. This one I can because I went up higher. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to make them into fudgesicles to keep my same color tones. Okay. I didn't get enough on there to begin with. So I'm going to turn it so that I can get it to go more straight. And I'll do the other one and bear it back. Okay. Okay, so what I'm thinking to do is since we have yellow on the ice cream shop, let's grab these two nails here and add some yellow sprinkles. Because instead of doing like chocolate sprinkles, I think it's gonna be we'll be pulling in too much chocolate because we have the fudge. So let's do yellow. And for that, I'm pulling in an ambassador plate for Maniology, and we're gonna use this. This looks like sprinkles to me. And you'd be surprised. Like going through your plates, you'll see you should be able to find an image that's similar. It could even be little round ones. It doesn't have to be like the lines or anything like that. So I'm pushing because I'm having to stretch because the nails are a bit longer than the image. I'm gonna do that on the other nail and be back. Okay, so for our two Neapolitan nails, I went ahead and went in with this top coat. And when I did so, did the same as I did earlier, and I worked on one at a time, going in this direction on each one so that I would not end up smearing or blending the colors into each other. Okay, and I'm using the same top coat to apply my images. As long as it's tacky, it'll work. Also, again, make sure if you're going to touch it to see if it's tacky, make sure your nails, or excuse me, your fingertips are clean. Otherwise, any debris or polish or anything that's on your nails will get stuck on there. Okay. So because I'm an even person, once again, if, because it's more wide than long, it's not gonna cover top to bottom. So I'm gonna try to somewhat center it so there's some of that base color coming through top and bottom. But also want to get what I can on there. So I'm gonna have to roll a little bit to get it to go on both sides. I'm taking my time so I don't mess up, hopefully. Now I'm using the stamper to go ahead and continue to get it laid down, and I still gotta fix her arm. I gotta color that in. So I'm gonna give that a second to set while I do her arm, because I don't think that's ready for me to pull off. Okay, so I've just taken some to the brush. It's taken a minute because I don't have quite as much on there. Okay, and there's also a little piece right here. Okay, it's already dry. Let me get a little more. Okay. Okay, so now it's ready. I can continue to peel off. Or you would tuck under or use a brush with acetone to clean that off. Also, because she's got a little bitty crease right there, actually, let me let that black dry first, and then I'm gonna just go a little bit over it with the clear coat to help that lay down better. So I'm gonna set that so I don't forget. Okay, so this one, I'm gonna put the fudgesicle at the top, and I'm gonna explain my reasoning for that in a minute, but I kind of want to tilt it. And then the bottom will get the cone, also tilting. And you could add more if you wanted to. But the reason I wanted fudgesicle at the top is once it's beside this, I didn't want chocolate by chocolate. I kind of wanted to give like a, you know, alternate. Again, that's just how my brain works. And we're gonna do the same thing to this one. Also on like these, because they have like a color, you're gonna want to, now you could apply it across the whole nail, you can just put it where you're gonna place the images, whatever you want, but make sure you float the brush versus like not having enough polish and rubbing. You'll want to make sure to float it. That way it doesn't smear. So I'm just placing it where I'm going to place the images. So I got to give them a second to get tacky. In the meantime, let me go ahead and grab her and see if I can't fix that little smear. Now, sometimes you got to give it a minute. You also don't want that to smear either, so just be very careful. So there, it kind of meshed it together. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Could go either, whatever direction you want it to go. Hey friends, ice cream shop. She's so cute. I just like her. Okay, so I just chose to do the Neapolitan because just to have different ice cream colors, and I don't know. That was what I was feeling. Um, and if you wanted to kind of alternate those two, you could. But again, I wanted the chocolate to be up closer to the strawberry and strawberry by the chocolate, just to kind of get the colors different, alternated. Um, Now for the sprinkles, originally I thought to do chocolate sprinkles, but I was thinking it'd be too much with the other chocolate. Also, you could put them on the Neapolitan, but then I was like, typically you just have Neapolitan by itself, not with sprinkles. But you could, it would be cute that way as well. There's so many things you could do. And again, these two would be better if you are much better at doing your lines than I am. Just never been good at my lines. You could even just do these one color if you wanted, or add sprinkles that way, or just, there's so many things you could do. But the main point was her little ice cream shop. So cute. She's got her little strawberry ice cream. So I know I talked a lot on this one, going through all the details, but I do greatly appreciate you watching. Thank you so very much. And I'll list the name of that plate in the description box along with the Maniology products I did use. So until the next one, have a blessed day, friends. Bye.